Thanksgiving is this Thursday. We're obviously celebrating early. Yeah.
Gobble, gobble.
And a lot of us will be preparing meals in our homes. Now, with family coming into town and the kids running around, you may find yourself slightly maybe distracted, which actually can lead to a lot of kitchen fires or accidents in the home if we're not careful.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, we're not talking about getting, you know, your uncle getting drunk and,
that could
say, that's different kind of drama, right? Yeah.
No, well, that could lead into this.
Right, I suppose. And to help us, help keep us safe this Thanksgiving and holiday season, we have Captain Barrett Baker from the Tucson Fire Department talking about how to prevent those accidents.
I don't know how to help you with the uncle.
With the drunk uncle? Just fill it with water.
We can address the kitchen-related issues that might come around on Thanksgiving.
And how do those things happen? Is it because people are distracted? Is it because they're drinking? I mean, how does that...
Well, kitchen fires are usually a problem for us, and that's under normal circumstances. But what do we do on Thanksgiving? We cook. And everybody cooks. Mm-hmm. So the more cooking you do, the more potential you have for dangerous situations. On top of that, depending on how you like your turkey, maybe you like it out of the oven. I'm not judging either way. Maybe you go with ham. But now we've thrown the turkey fryer into the mix as well. And I think that we've finally gotten to the point with the education aspect of things that we realize that a frozen turkey in a turkey fryer is a bad combination. So it's just, you know, the more we know about things, the better. But again, lots of cooking in a kitchen, you have a recipe for bad things.
And I know
bad pun.
Yeah. And I know I just said, you know, about family coming over and kids coming in, and we were saying is distraction one of the things. So do you kind of suggest maybe, you know, not too many cooks in a kitchen kind of thing?
Oh, because that spoils the broth, and it could lead to much worse things as well. So it is a good point.
You are on it today.
I know, look at that.
Good day so far. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bad things in the kitchen, and obviously kids are going to be interested in what's going on, but just the little things about if you're cooking on the stovetop, making sure that the handles are turned in using the back burners, because they're going to reach up, and if you reach something, you know, the scalding hot turkey gravy, that's a bad day. So make sure you use those things. Sharp knives, I mean, or sharp objects, excuse me, there's knives and other things that are in the kitchen that are bad for kids. So the kitchen is probably not the best place for the kids on the whole. One of the big things that we always come across is leaving the kitchen unattended while you're cooking, though. And that's when, if you're warming something up, maybe a little oil for tamales, or I don't know if you use oil for tamales, but tacos per se, and you leave the room for maybe even 2 minutes. If that's warming up too fast and you just get that chemical reaction and that ignites, now you have a little kitchen fire. So technically it's supposed to be a great day, but you still have to pay attention, and that means that obviously in the kitchen at all times, and again, those turkey fryers, if you use them, that has to be an outside thing only. And make sure you have ample space as well. 10 feet minimum, keep all of your combustibles away from those things. And we talked about it earlier, but the turkey must be thawed out completely, and it has to be dried, because if you put water in oil, that's a bad combination.
Now, if we do have a fire, maybe a small kitchen fire or something like that, what do you suggest is the first thing we should do?
Call 911, okay, because we think it's small, but it could get bigger, and if it gets out of control, then we need to get there as quickly as possible. So call 911. If it is that quick stove fire and you think that you could smother it, then that's an option. So make sure you have a lid to take the oxygen away. But don't try to move it then, because it's going to be hot, you're going to burn your hands, you're going to drop it, and now we've potentially spread the fire. One thing that we would always say, though, exactly, is that have a fire extinguisher as well. So those are the three things that we could really focus on. Plan like you're going to have a fire. That way you can smother it if necessary. Proper distance, again, keep things away from any combustibles, your oven mitts, keep those things away from open flames as well.
We were looking at that video. That was insane.
I know. Yes, look, all these fires, and it does look like a lot of it's the fried turkeys that people are
that one's too close to the house there. That's not 10 feet. And that's, you know, again, if it's a frozen turkey, then that's going to be what you're looking at.
That's, it's going to...
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, these are things that are better to let other people have suffered through that, unfortunately. Hopefully they're safe. But in T-Town, in Tucson, we don't want to be talking about that on Friday when we're talking about the ASU losing to U of A in football.
Oh.
There we go. Absolutely not. And we'll talk about that later with Zach Clark, too.
Yes, exactly.
But now let's say we get through making the dinner safely.
Okay.
Now we're on to cutting it. And we've got those sharp utensils that you were talking about.
Really just keep the kids away from those things, and even for the adults for that matter. You know, sharp objects are a bad thing. If you cut yourself extremely bad, and you feel like that's some, arterial type of bleeding, then obviously you need to get medical attention there, so call 911 on that. But again, prevention, prevention, prevention. All of those things can be avoided. If you're using a turkey carver, unplug those things. That way the child doesn't come up afterwards and do a little carving practice themselves. So just the little things, that's what we always say. It's the little things that'll get you. So if you can prevent those from happening, then it's supposed to be a happy Thanksgiving, and it will be that. And then, unfortunately, you'll have to roll out of the door to get home because you've eaten so much.
It is. That's me. I've said that I love that feeling when you've eaten too much that it kind of hurts. I love that feeling.
Isn't that weird?
I'm going to probably side with Maria on that. I'm not really a lover of that.
I know. I can't help it. I'm that weird person. I just love the weird feeling.
I know.
But and does the force actually? Do you guys see like an uptick of calls on Thanksgiving?
For 2.5 years I've been in this position, and I'm always going into Thanksgiving thinking that that's going to be the case. But I will tell you that Tucson does a great job of paying attention to those little things, because we have not had a house fire for 2 years on Thanksgiving. My preference, good things come in threes, so let's keep it that way. And again, just remember all those little things, and we should be able to get through it.
Well, and Captain, I just wanted to quick ask, now you're wearing a pilgrim hat, and do you think there were firemen at the first Thanksgiving?
Well, there had to be a chief firefighter.
Okay.
Exactly.
Because you've got that
if they were cooking the turkey, they didn't have turkey fryers and they
Right.
didn't have ovens.
Yeah.
What did they have? A fire. So it was very important that we contained that fire even back then.
Glad that we can bring that to today's years. For more information and safety tips, you can go to fire.tucsonaz.gov. Thank you so much, Captain.
Gobble, gobble.